What? He's doing another flight? Or maybe two? What? Hey, welcome back to Flying with Mike. Took a little bit of a break there. Um, little first officer, 7-month-old, having some troubles. Very rough couple of days with her. But you know, that's 7-month-old, so we're not sitting here complaining. We just, well, the missus had a lot of trouble too, so we had to step in, help, try to do our best. You know, we try, and tried to give her a break. She got a little bit, and yeah, it's just been rough. So anyway, I'm glad we took the break. Was also looking for something else to happen. It hasn't. No reason. Not sure what was up with that, but what the heck? Let's just head to the islands and do a little island hop back to St. Maarten. And it would have been kind of cool to come out of Aruba where we left, but that's a pretty long flight in this plane. So, our Caribbees. Now, granted, they fly further south, actually, probably pretty close to where we were at Aruba, but we're using them up here. They're the closest thing to a Caribbean airline I could find a livery for without having to go just flat out charter. All right, so there you have it, folks. The Caravan sitting on the line. We're going to pre-flight real quick here with a brief. Bear with me here. Connecting in. There we go. All right, so let's bring Sim Toolkit in here, get this flight up and running. Hang on a second. I don't need this up here anymore. And we'll minimize Discord, and there we go. Let's get Sim Toolkit up and running and brief this out, load it up, get it going. However, in that interlude from when we landed at Aruba till here, we had some fun just watching other streamers out here. So it was interesting to say the least. So and thank you to those streamers. Not gonna name you out, but thank you. So it was definitely a learning experience, and kind of see what others are doing in this genre as well. So, but again, the Caravan's on the line. We're sitting out here, what looks like in the middle of nowhere. Oh, wait, we really are in the middle of nowhere. Oh, wait, there's a little speck of land. And it is. It's like 2,000 people, I think, inhabit Saba Island. So, pretty sparse. So we've got the Caravan. Let's get our load out. Actually, we've already loaded 1,600 pounds, 8 people. We're going to fly at 3,500 feet and planning runway 10 at the end. It's pretty much right across the river, right across the channel here, folks, in the Caribbean. So, weather, well, none's reported here at Saba and over at St. Bart's, because I believe they're both closed at this time. Now, if we look at the thing, we do see a little thunderstorm up and running here. We do have a couple of aircraft coming in. One from Miami, and let's see, one going to Zuck. Whoa, that's an interesting combination. I don't know if that airplane can make that far. Yeah, he's the pilot in command. That's not my concern. So, all right. So basically the flight here today takes us from Saba pretty much direct to, hang on. It would help to have that one and only approach chart available to a fix that's out there called Sugarloaf, from Sugarloaf direct for the runway. Now there's some obstacles to wind socks set up on the approach just before you. It's the approach, by the way, folks, that goes down the hill, right over the road and into the runway. Yeah, pretty hairy carry when you watch it on there, but these guys do it all the time, and gals, and make it look like it's piece cake. It really isn't, as we're about to watch. It's been about a month or two since I've shot them. Basically, I began shooting these approaches when X-Plane, hang on, I don't want you to miss this, released this latest version, 1.2. We're now in 1.2, which was beta 4, now release 4. Out of it came 3 airports that were well done. The area around them, Saba, where we're at, see it on the sign there? None of this was default. This was really well done. Fire department, by the way, is right there. St. Bart's, also well done. To include, like I said, the visual indications to help pilots know the angle and where to be height-wise at that point. And then finally, a upgrade of St. Martin. By the way, all for the low cost of free, for the price of admission to X-Plane 12. And a few other things came along. Don't let me dissuade you there with it being just that much. So yeah, this is a really well done. Now, what is Saba Island known for? A lot of things, actually. But it is the shortest commercial runway in the world. Let me say that again. The shortest commercial runway in the world. You're looking at about, I mean, they'll get dash sixes in here, rigged for STOL, short takeoff and landing. But you're looking at about the biggest thing that'll come in here. Tricky approach? A little bit, only because you're setting up and you got to be right at your landing speed at touchdown so you can, and you got to touch down near the, you know the routine. St. Bart's is known for that steep, well, I don't want to say steep, but that pretty impressive approach you do there. It's kind of steep, but you got to control it with your speed. So, and then you'll also notice the landing marks are way down the runway. We want to still get down before them. Throw it in reverse and hope for the best. And then the upgrades to St. Martin were amazing. But we're going to give this a try. Like I said, it's been a couple of months. So let's see what I remember and see if I can do these all on the first try. All right, so let's crawl up in here. And we've already done the pre-brief. We're boarding passengers here momentarily. So what I'm going to do is bring the battery switch on. And the avionics, bear with me as I reacclimate to this plane. And we're going to get our route put in here. Flight plan. Bear with me, it's going to take a little bit. A lot of flights are in here now. The good thing is get to the T's. Get to the T's. All right, there it is. Get to that teaser. All right, so there's our route right here. We're going to use it. Enter. All right, so basically I'm heading out to, let me take a look here. Oh, I've got this set up to go all the way. On bed TF, oh, what the heck? Okay, well, we'll see. We'll make sure we're flying the route we've got planned. Okay, I am going to do this. Yeah, I don't like this flight plan. I really don't. Let me get rid of it. All right, I know on bed is, I believe, the south fix. It's actually, no. Okay, hang on. You know what I'm gonna just do? I did not. I'm just gonna do this. We'll just go with it. We'll make it work. Okay. And we're not going to Ombed, but we'll be up to Sugarloaf. We'll head towards those coordinates. There are no nav aids in play here to help you out. So you're looking at VFR. You know, you need VFR conditions to get in there. The winds, oh, you need to watch some of the islanders that went in there and some of the fun when they get into that between the windsocks, what it's like. So we'll do this and see how it works. I'm not liking what I'm seeing, so we'll see how we can get around this. Okay. But it'll get us there nonetheless, and then we'll use it to get on up to St. Martin. All right, current weather here, and we'll show the map here in a minute because I know y'all haven't seen it. We have no weather. Looks like pretty stiff wind right up the runway, so that's good. The thing I was kind of hoping for was a altimeter set. Well, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. Airport sits at 138. That's what we're setting our altimeter for. Radar altimeter, we're going to set for 400 before we make that turn. And like I said, we're just going to be able to work off of, hang on a second here. 114, I believe it is, 0 for St. Martin. 13. I was close. And that's what we'll work off of. But again, St. Bart's and Saba both do not have navigation devices. Okay, we're loaded, we're set, we're ready to go. We'll pull this up just on the outskirts. We need it. Actually, no. Let's just go here. Bump it. There's our air. The airport's not showing up. Hang on. Guess I am gonna have to do that. TFFJ. That's what I thought. Okay. T. And this is just helping in case we lose the other one. Whoop, whoop, whoop. St. Bartholomew Island, enter, and there we go. Now we have our fix. So we're going right to here. Let's do it, shall we? Okay, for the checklist, we've done pretty much most of it already. Briefing doors, we just got to close up the plane. So we can do it a couple of ways. We can do it from the little loader here, from the little, or step outside. It gets a little complicated with doors like this one back here, but you can actually close up the little hatches. but you got to be careful. What happens is if you get the wrong, it's more when you open them, but like right here, that'll close up fine. But when you're opening, you may actually shift seats around in here. All right, so you got to be a little on the cautious side. Come around. Okay. We're ready to go. And you can see, I can close it all up that way. And I can close it from here. I'll go ahead and get rid of my parking brakes from here, or chocks. Make sure I didn't pull. No, I did. All right, let's do it. Nav lights on, beacon on. Okay, all enunciators. We don't have a seatbelt sign. Everything's pushed in. Pull out for ground. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn avionics off right now while we start up. Okay, so the battery we already know is on. Emergency power lever. Okay, props are full forward. There are people out there that'll tell you what we do here is wrong. And I have a quick retort back to them. You mean flying in pajamas with a beer is the right way? So, yeah, we're not expected like that, okay? We're set and ready to go. Now, one thing I always love showing off. Those of you like me from the world of FSX, we wished for this. Well, wait, let's do it properly. My bad. Clear prop. Of course you'd yell it. That way people around the airplane know that thing is about to start spinning. I know what that is. Uh-oh. Why aren't we get... Okay, we didn't get a light off. Oh, I see why. I motored it, that's why. Okay, let's go the right direction. If you noticed it, yeah, the blades turn during the startup. Okay, standby power on. Okay, pretty noisy, huh? Okay, that helped a little. Okay, let's just get through the start here. Generators are on. Fuel boost is back. Avionics 1, 2 on. Beacons on. Pitot on. Okay, we're ready to go. I believe taxi radios are set. Squawk code is not on yet. All right, we're set to go. We're in altitude. Okay. FD's on. Now we're ready. You can turn the radar on, folks. The only time you really see anything on it is at night. It's kind of useless in here. I've really never seen it work. Okay, we're gonna go. We're full on the props. We're set. We're set. 20 degrees flaps. Can't imagine why. And here we go. Saba Island traffic. What the heck is our Caribbean 572 taxi runway 12? I think it's West Indy. French West. Saba Island, French West 572, back taxi 12. And it doesn't help you notice you have a downhill slope. It's a little trickier than you think. I watched several videos to see how the pilots down here do this. And I messed up. I should have set my HSI's heading. But right over there, that stone thing is the fire department. Yes, standing by, because like I said, it's only I think it's 1,300 feet. So it's quick, folks. And whew. That rock out there is a reporting point for the landing and helps you to set up. Okay, let me make sure everything's on. And I need to do one quick check. Had a feeling. And that's why everything over here does it. Oh. There we go. Okay, lights are on. Okay, push in. Runway heading. There we go. $60, $70, rotate. Okay, there's 500 feet. And first notch flaps up. Saba traffic, West Indies 572, clear of your traffic area. Okay, so we're on our way now to St. Bart's. I hope you enjoyed that fun departure. The key, folks, with this airplane, and many props, and unfortunately, Saba, you can't do that a lot, is to ease that throttle in. Here, you pretty much got to go to full throttle while trying to account for that torque and that P factor all at the same time. That is a challenge. It's a challenge for them all. Let me get our power setting back up. Set our props. Oh, hang on. You know, the nice thing about this plane, now there are a couple quirks. We're not going to go through them. You can catch those on other videos we've done. Okay, but you can click on gauges and use them. We're getting to cruise. Make sure our flaps are all the way up. They are. Power set, we're on our way. Now technically you could kill your lights. We're outside 5 miles. We are VFR. We are headed to St. Barts. Cruise is 1900 on the props, and I use it also on the foot-pounds. Suppose if I remember my complex training, manifold, which in this case is torque, is below your prop. Correct me if I'm wrong, you guys out there learning it, because I don't want to, you know, speak wrong. Okay, we're in cruise. I'm going to go ahead and turn our static system on and continue for just a few minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, prepare for landing. What I'm doing is just getting numbers in here. 103 roughly is there, to get set up for the arrival. Again, we come over sugar leaf or sugar loaf here. Real quick with the charts. Do we have weather? Oh, we are showing something at least here. Be it 20 minutes old. All right, 09013, altimeter 1011. Okay, and 090, so that'll be good. Broken 2800, I hope that's not true, but we can still come in 1500's what we're looking at. We're gonna go ahead and start slowing up. So that's your approach. So basically you come into Sugarloaf, turn to a heading of 103, follow it in, look for the runway, line up. I'll show you a couple things, hopefully that have not changed, that we can use. All right, give you an idea. Here's where we're headed. Again, a little broader view. There's St. Maarten. Everything is so close. We're talking 15, 20-minute flights, 30 at the most. And we're going to go ahead, descend 1,500 feet. Key on the approach, speed. Go ahead and turn our lights on. About halfway there. Like I said, I want Sugarloaf and then proceed in. Okay, visual approach 1,500 feet. Now, those windsocks I talk about. Hang on, let's make it a little quieter in here. Click phone. Now we're on the headphones. Those windsocks drawn November 803, I believe it is, gave me this tip, and a lot of flight simmers. Imagine a line between those two windsocks. The theory is, where you imagine that, you come in over it, and that should make you miss the road. Should. Operative word here. But basically, our runway is in this notch right here. That's your first clue. There was a ship right here, a blue-red ship, something like that, right as you came in. I kind of stayed pretty close to that coming in and landing. However, the boats with Flight Sim the new boats became a problem. Now that may still be part of the scenery, so I'm hoping, and that way it's still there. St. Bartholomew traffic, West Indies 572, approximately 10 miles to Sugarloaf, inbound 10. Now, I've seen videos with PC-12s, shorts, Islanders, Caravans, coming in here. Of course, your Cessna 172s and so forth should have no trouble here. But that little island ahead, what you see there, folks, let me see if I can show it from the cockpit. That's Sugarloaf. Right off the nose. And that's where we'll make our turn to a heading of 103. That's why I set the OBS the way I did. That way I can get a feel and an idea where that runway is. Because can you see it yet? I sure can't. And there was a ship positioned somewhere like right in here to help me even further. And I think that boat's still there. Okay, flaps. Slowing up. Okay, we're coming in just a hair off. This is the hard part. You can't see. So okay, I'm coming off the autopilot. Screw it. Okay, I see the runway now. There's those boats right there. And you'll see the windsocks as we come by. Right there. Right there. There's those winds. This is a go-around. And worst case scenario, folks, you can always come in the other way. A little easier, not much, but a little bit. The hard part about this approach, eyesight. You lose sight so easily. There's that Sugarloaf Island. Okay, this time. Okay, Bartholomew trying it a second time. Sugarloaf inbound. Okay, flaps full. He seems so high out here. That's part of the other illusion. Not a pretty rollout, but nonetheless, it works. Matter of fact, we'll use the turn off. Excuse, I gotta turn the All right, St. Bart's landing number 2 to the terminal. Now, the getting out of here is a whole lot easier. And so our St. Bart traffic, we're clear 10 on the ramp. You do this approach enough, you know where to stick it. But there is your line you're looking at there, up in the right corner to about center screen. You'll see those 2 windsocks. That's what you're supposed to aim for. That imaginary line between them. And doesn't that seem high? Whoa, that's why this approach gets me all the time. All right, we didn't get a chance. Okay, so let's get a lot of things done that we should have. Trim to take off. All right. Welcome to St. Bart's, folks. Not the great... Oh, you all didn't get to see much. Dang it. That chart, Matt, let me bring it back up since I forgot to take it down. Sorry for that, folks. You didn't get to see the approach. 567, I'll take it. I'd love to try it in real life just to see, not in a Caravan, but a Arrow or a Cessna. This chart, hang on. This is just from Saba to here. The visual chart, this is the procedure for visual approach in here. Y'all know St. Bart's, you got that, you saw that hill you got to come down. And they look like they barely missed the road. That's why that imaginary line, all of that November 803 told me about. this is the reporting points. You report grouper, then Sugarloaf. Now, if you're coming from Saba, I don't know if they go to Cocoa to Sugar and in, or if they go direct. And if you're coming in from, so like from St. Maarten here, I'm not sure where that one would be. And then Frigate is where you come in the other way for 2-8. All right. So that's what this chart is. Ceiling visibility, not applicable. Oh yeah, it is. It's got to be VFR. And I think they tell you that down here. Or at least above 1,500 feet. So, but mandatory air position reports and arrival route altitudes when coming from the north, when coming from the northwest, when coming from the south or southeast. So, so we would have gone to grouper and down. Okay, so I got to remember to fix that. Okay. So yeah, I should have gone up here to grouper, came down, and came in. My bad. So, but anyway, this is a very challenging approach. I highly recommend you have NavGraph charts so you can do what I was doing, using it to help you get there. Okay. And again, my apologies for having it obscuring the approach. One thing I want to look at. One thing, Austin, the creator of X-Plane, recommends you go into joystick, come down here to control sensitivity. Aha, move all of them to the left, 0. And go with that. All of your aircraft. I know some are going, well, that makes them so simple to fly. They're not easy to fly to start with, the props, especially the torque on this thing. But he said that is actually more realistic. He wished he never put that page in. Yeah, it's really helped, and I put it back to 50%. I don't know why, but I'm gonna leave it there now because I got really squirrely again, both takeoff and landing. All right, let's shut this thing down. We're burning a lot of gas, jet fuel. All right. Okay, fuel condition low. We're definitely there. Avionics off. Get in there, throw the chocks. All right, batteries off. All right, so there you go. First flight in, let's take a look at it. Wasn't pretty, folks. I'll tell you that much right now. Sim toolkit and sim toolkit. 567 feet a minute, 66 knots. That's your key right there, folks. You gotta be slow on that approach, even though it doesn't feel slow. And then hope for the best on the ground. But the key, the key that I have found is getting on the ground before these marks. If you're going to be at a little after the marks or further, go around. That's what would have happened on the first approach. The second approach, I think we land, well, we'll find out here in a second, about right in here. And we got a little squirrely down here, and you saw how hard it was to turn around. So, but anyway, fun approach. Hang on. We're going to rewind and show it since we had the map up. But let's look at it on Sim Toolkit. And again, you guys didn't see what I was showing. Wow, I actually flew a pretty decent racetrack. Wow. 32-minute flight, 26 miles, 55 kilograms, and 1.5 on the landing, 500 feet per minute, 66 knots. Okay, now this is not how this runway looks. Now, I do want to look in real life. I think the actual landing marks are about here. They've got them up here, but we'll look again. But we were 700 feet down a 2,100 foot runway. Yeah, 59 feet wide, and we were only 5 feet off the center line. That's actually not bad. Now, let's, for the sake that we've screwed up twice now, first off, let me show you that. Okay, so you can see there's your landing marks. Now, we're showing them on Sim Toolkit to be right here. I think these are maybe a little far down. So, because I've seen them make this turn off. Yeah, believe it or not. So, but again, got a windsock there you won't see. That windsock over here to your right, windsock to your left across that roadway the truck was at. That's the supposed line. Now, I'm wondering if you're not supposed to be above it, because that just seems too high for this approach. I could be wrong. It just seems really high. So, those of you who've actually flown it, I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to walk through this with you and maybe figure out how to share flight and we shoot the approach together. But that's what we're going to do here. All right, so let's do this. This. Yeah, VATSIM. First approach was going to be past the landing marks on the runway. You know what? Hang on. I'm going to, well, no, I can't. It won't work for you all. Okay. Here's our second approach. We're going to watch it no matter how bad it is. Those are the boats right ahead of the airplane that I was talking about. They really help point you to where you need to be. Pause it real quick. Right there, Sugarloaf. So again, from Saba, St. Maarten, that's where we go grouper to here. Those are visual call-out points. And then into the airport. See the runway? I think they've done a phenomenal job here. I really think that marking, I'll pause it one more time inbound, or a couple more times. There's your ships. Now I'm trying to line up for the runway. .700 feet. Now technically, 1,500 feet. Okay, right over there, you see a windsock. We're right at that line. There's the other windsock. We're probably a little low. Now you see what I mean, why I think it's still too high. I think I'm pretty much in that groove I need to be. All right, we're going to slow it down here a little bit so you can see how we did. Here's where we had some troubles getting turned around. And I don't know where my troubles come in here, getting it turned around. All right, so I'm going to look at it one more time. All right. Okay, so you can see the trickiness to this approach. All right, so now let's prep it for St. Maarten. Sound good? Let me throw chocks. I thought we had chocks under. It must have cleared them. Okay. Let's go ahead, set up St. Maarten. You can see it's not a very far trip. Hang on, we'll have it up on here in just a second. We're gonna pre-brief while we build the flight. Okay, how's that sound? But there you are, folks. Cabin crew is cleaning up the interior. But folks, those of you who like a challenge, this is that challenge. Once you master this, head over to Saba. It took me 6 approaches, 2 or 3 crashes to finally get my first approach in here. This is the 3rd time I've actually successfully landed here with only one go around. So I've only done it once coming over and landing it. So I think I have a bit of a too high powered aircraft for it, but they do fly it. So, all right. So that's why you got to have a special rating for this airport. All right, so let's bring Sim Toolkit back in. And let's get to some work here. Flight planning. And we're just going to build it right out of here. Maybe. There we go. Advanced planner. Advanced. Departing TFFJ. TNCM. Hey, look, there is a, what airline is that? What the heck? Put it in there. $224 sound acceptable. Hang on a second, folks. Yeah, that'll work. Okay. Bear with me, folks. Just trying to make sure things are going to work. Oh, I had a clock right there. All right. So we've got that in. Now select the aircraft. F dash. That one. There's our aircraft. All in here. Contingency 5%. Reserve 45. Is it calling out an alternate yet? It may go, yeah, it's going to go a lot worse than I thought. We're going to go 20-minute and 10-minute for little extra fuel. We'll keep it to 8 people. Let it do whatever on the cargo. And we're good. Click generate. It's going to basically reach out to SimBrief, go through all of the motions, and then spit out the data you're used to from SimBrief. Okay, I'm going to first click fly. Yes. Fly now. All right, and there we are up here at St. Bart. There's our run. You can see, very short flight. Matter of fact, connect. Okay, and now we can see some rain starting to spatter up here, but we'll get up here pretty quick. And we'll have radios and all of that here shortly. Okay, so again, 1,700 pounds. I've got this pretty well set up, but 838 pounds. Okay, I'm curious where our alternate is. Nope, go here. Oh, it's San Juan. Oh, it's going to run us up there and down. No. No. We're going to go a little different. That'll take us close to an hour to do that. That says 17 minutes, but no. 4,000, 1,900, and we're going to go pretty much direct PJM for the visual. Weather, again, 090 to 11, 9,000 meters, 2,100 foot broken, sky broken, 2,600, 6,400. So that rain is slowly creeping on them. Down here, we're 070 to 11, scattered thunderstorms. So no SIG. So we'll see how this really plays out. All right, and we're going to go direct, like I said, so. All right. They'll be boarding us here shortly. Let me pull that out of here. Okay, go over here to charts. I'll show you the route if you didn't really catch it. Unload this. Here we go. Import from SimBrief. Go. Oh, it moved over because there's our alternate. Wonder why it didn't pick up these two. Anyway, so no, I'm not going up here to come down. I'm planning on getting on straight over here to 1,300. or yeah, 113.00 and shoot a visual if I can. The clouds are moving in though. All right, so that's what we planned. That's what we're doing. Crank this thing up. Let's go ahead, get flight planning done. All right. Flight director's on. We're on altitude. Cool. DME is currently off. No problem. All right, so let's go up here. Flight plan. Menu. Where is it? Delete flight plan. TFFJ. All right, we're going to go direct PJM. And then TNCM. M. Okay. I'm not going to worry about the backup other than to do this. That's it. And what that does is just gives me that straight line that will probably grab the 140, I think it is, straight in and go from there. Matter of fact, let's just plan that. Intercept the 140. We're on that. Okay. And we got our altitude set, so we're ready to take on some passengers. Okay, we'll let them board up, folks, if you're ready to go. Otherwise, I'm going to give you about 5 minutes. We'll get ourselves going. Are headed to TNCM. But again, those of you into challenges and like difficult approaches, this is one of them. Okay, what's the airport? 48 feet. All right, we're just about ready to go. Like I said, we'll give you about that 5 minutes and then we're going to get going. Well, again, welcome to St. Bart's. We are just flying. We just flew in from Saba. We had to do a go around, came around, landed. Now we're going to get up, head over to St. Maarten, call it a night. So I hope y'all enjoy. Hope y'all, those of you that flew into the snowstorm up in Denver, had a great flight. We're planning a great flight here. Hey, first time Chet from Genso. Welcome in, sir. Thank you for the first time chat. And welcome aboard, folks. While we're giving it a little bit longer here. So give it about 2.5 minutes and then we're ready to blast out of here. You know what? Let's kind of be accurate here. All right. But I think they've done a great job at Laminar with this. Now it's up to us to learn how to fly it properly. Or at least fly it as best we can. Let's put it that way. Thought they looked on. See what they look like now. Ah, much better. I thought those lights were on. Just amazing. And like I said, with the help of a VFR pilot, this one I think needs to come down a little bit. Because I think if you drew that line to about right here, be a lot better to try to make on this approach. Because that's what you want to do. Just figure that line and try and stay above it. But yeah, you're doing a pretty steep approach. So really it's an amazing approach, and like I said, you got to get specially certified on it. Same with Saba to fly them. So not in a flight sim, but in the real world. All right, boarding door is closing. All right, now it's time for them people to get on the plane. Welcome aboard again, folks. Welcome in. We are now departing St. Bart's for St. Maarten, about a 30-minute, no more than 30-minute flying time roughly. And hope you all enjoy. Again, as a message came up, I don't try to be rude or just don't even look over there. I try to look at the chat. I miss it, especially in the when I'm airborne. These airplanes take a little bit of concentration to get them going. Now, when you're on the autopilot, that's a whole different story. But prior to that, it takes a lot. So please, I'm not being rude or not trying to diss you. It's just trying to get this thing ready to go. So for the next few minutes, that's what's going on. All right. So real quick, our takeoff. Let me bring in charts. All right, so here's where we are on the ramp. We're going to basically taxi, pretty much making a hard turn, and then we're going to work our way over to the runway for a 2,100-foot departure. Flaps 20. Soon as we get off that runway, yes, you're supposed to wait for 400 feet generally. It's one of those cases where you're going to be yanking and banking on takeoff to go out and stay out over the water. Okay. Okay, now the routing shows us going up here over to here. That's not what I'm planning. I'm planning to go out around the islands like we did on the go around, intercept the 140, follow it into PJ. Who knows? Maybe I'll hand fly it the whole way. Maybe I'll give it to the autopilot, but please be mindful. Things happen quickly on these very short flights. With that in mind, let's go one more time. The loadout for us will be right here on the weight and balance load. Now we were calling for 800 pounds. We've got it. Okay, and we're not going to need that much. However, the majority of the fuel we have on board is to get us to San Juan. That's our alternate today. 4,000 feet and 8 people. So technically 10 people. So this is where it gets a little tricky, weight and balance wise, in these very small aircraft. We have a dispatcher out in the chat. He can attest to that, but it gets trickier when you get under 10 in the cabin, not the pilot and the co-pilot. It gets real tricky because you got to add those two jokers in and possibly a flight attendant. Most likely, I don't think these guys flew with one. All right, so let's do it, shall we? Okay, aircraft's cleared, ready for startup. Okay. Going down the list here, bleed air's off, air conditioning's off, blades forward. Rudder locks off, fuel condition cut off, fire detection. Annunciators were set for day on the lighting, but we don't have a no smoking seatbelt sign, so good for them. And we're ready for engine start. Now let's see, since I don't have the block up like I did last time, let's see if you all can see what I like in this. I'm going to turn the avionics off. All right, we'll try. Clear prop. Okay, they're all on. Many of you remember seeing the blade actually spin up instead of just roll right up. Okay. There's 50. fuel boost. Avionics 1, 2 on. Air conditioning off. Just kidding. We actually have an air conditioner. We'll go ahead and kick that sucker on. Okay, we're on GPS, okay. And folks, we are gonna wait about 20 seconds, get out of this ad and get going. That gives us plenty of time here. Radios are set. Flaps 20. All right, pitot static on. Static stall on. All right, we're out of the brake. To remove ads from your viewing, folks, subscribing, like Saribot says, is the best way. It also supports the streamer. Brakes off, here we go. That's where we're going to be exiting, folks. St. Bart's traffic, West Indies 572, taxi 2, runway 0 for departure. Okay, flaps are at 20. We'll set power for takeoff, which will basically be full power, full forward on the propellers, and also high RPM. Okay, we're ready to go. Standby power on, fuel pump on. Cabin lights off, high RPM. We're ready to go. 70, 75 is our rotate speed. Let's do it. And St. Bart's traffic, West Indies 572, depart runway 10. Forever hold your peace. Here we go. Now, this is a kind of runway I like with this plane because you can take the throttle up slowly and adjusting for the torque and the P factor. Brakes off. Nice and easy. See that torque, how it just pulls it. And St. Bart's traffic, West Indies 572, clear of your area. Try that again. St. Bart's traffic, clear of your area, West Indies 572. Okay. Didn't mean for that to happen. Okay, we're squared away here, folks. Like I said, I'm looking for okay, we're intercepting. DME shows us 12, so let's start our descent. I really hope there's a base to this. It says 1800. Well, it's not showing up. Oh, we just broke out, I think. Or did we? Oh, that's our carrier turning. Hey, we're breaking out. Good. Airport's right up there. Got the airport in sight. Hey, look, we could do a carrier landing. Call the ball. No. Before people ask, no. All right, let's get into pattern altitude. We're slowing up. All right, coming into the new and approved Sint Maarten. Oh, who's saying go around? Bad attitude. Welcome in. First notch of flaps. I hate this. St. Maarten traffic, West Indies 572, downwind for 10. Okay, gears already down. St. Maarten traffic, West Indies 572, final 10. St. Maarten traffic, West Indies 572's off runway 10. Okay. Okay, low RPM this time. Really hate when it does that. That's one of those things I wish there was a way to protect, but I know there isn't. Wow. Gotta love how they park those turboprops, huh? Especially as tight as they do. Now, man, granted, probably meant a lot easier for the others. But anyway, we're here. Thank goodness. Beacon, that can turn off. Those are off already. Standby power's off. Avionics off. All right. Trim. Take off. Ice protection's off. And avionics off. Standby power's off. Fuel boost off. Here we go. Okay, battery switch is off. We're secured, folks. Welcome in. Welcome in. Hopefully I did a little better on that landing. Didn't feel like it, but I hope I did. St. Martin's calling. Okay, 10, 11, 2. All right, there's that storm front we went through. Okay, welcome in, folks. I hope you enjoyed. What a fun time. We didn't fly for a VA. We just flew to fly. And anything looking like Borgs? Nope. All right, so there you have it. You can see this whole airport was redone from what they said, to include the radar dome here, to include a lot of stuff here at the terminal. Really, really outstanding, outstanding job. All right, so let's get in here, take a look at it. Then we can all call it an evening. Whoa, let's not use that one just yet. All right, so Sim Toolkit put us in here at 289 feet a minute. I feel a little better with that, a little slower. Yeah, we got a little squirrely here on our getting out. We finally got her worked in and came in on a pretty good approach there, folks. That turboprop up there makes it pretty intense on it. So okay, so that's a lot better than what we did into St. Bart's. Again, you can see pretty well kept it stable for the most part. Granted, it got a little squirrely on me, but we got it in here pretty decently. Viewing the details of this short flight, 23-minute flight, 17 miles, 40 kilograms of fuel. Most of that fuel, again, was to get us to San Juan if we had to. 2 Gs though on that one, but only 289. That always kind of makes me laugh. Let's see where we actually touched down. I think we went a little long, which for us at this airport, not bad. All right, so you can see there's the touchdown point. We're right here, 1,900 feet down, 1 foot off the center line. That's a good landing in my book. Even the numbers kind of stack it up, so that was pretty good. All right, so I'm going to pull Sim Toolkit one more time, and we'll toggle. Forgot to turn that off again. And let's see how it looked, and then we'll wrap it up, folks. Not bad, not bad at all. Let's look at it from one more vantage point. All right, let's see this one. Last but not least, not sure how well this will look. Not bad. All right, well, welcome in, folks. What a great flight, great time. Hope everyone enjoyed. And wow, that was fun doing a little bit of caravan, seeing what I remembered and all. So do remember this. Got to pretty much sit right here not to get hit by them. All right, well, there it is, folks. Air Caribbean. We thank you so much for flying with Mike today. First in today was Tonkin, Panama City, over to Aruba in the Zebo aircraft. Then it was on. We took a break. I had thought something was someone wanted some help or something to that effect. Never heard from them, so unfortunately, we missed out on a second flight, which is fine. But we got to watch a few other streamers, learn a couple things from them, and enjoyed. They great flights to watch. And then come back tonight and fly this. That was really a phenomenal flight. So the caravan from Saba Island over to St. Barts, and then St. Barts to here. Storms are moving in for the night, and we're headed to bed. So hope y'all enjoy. Not sure what our flying will be like over the weekend. Monday, I guarantee you will enjoy the flight. I just don't know what it is just yet. So stand by. We'll get it to you, and I hope y'all enjoy. So for now, folks, we're going to say bid our adieu. Head off to bed like everyone else, and I hope you all have a fantastic weekend. God bless you all. We'll see you for sure Monday.